We've now caught up with Mark Gregory, who you have been hearing weekly reports on the build-up.
You found me. You found me on the
I found
garden.
you on the
found me on the
garden.
garden.
Now, it's lovely to see the garden finished. And of course, this is a special day because you get a lot of top-end visitors, don't you?
It's a lovely day. I mean, I think it's a lovely day because everybody comes out in the fineries. You get a bit of celebrity spotting. But I think for me, it's just that sense of relief of getting across the line. Whichever Chelsea garden you're doing, the fear of not finishing is paramount. And it's just that sense of relief. So it's always, the medals at this point are not really relevant. It's just getting across the line. So very pleased with it.
Particularly, because I know, was it up the back here? We were going to have a large
Tamarix.
Large tamarix, which you told us about.
So basically, this failed. Loose in the root ball, heavy hot sun. It was happy when it came in, but it just literally failed. Moving a tree like that and putting it on lorries, taking off lorries and standing it up, it was too much for it. Went into shock. It'll come back, but it's not Chelsea. It's not good enough for Chelsea. So the problem then is you lose basically balance of the garden. The three-dimensional space doesn't work as well. So we managed to find this amazing Pinus Mugo to anchor the space. So you know it's
done the job.
It's done the job, and I kind of use this term "get out of jail." What's my get out of jail cards? And you know, people like it. It's a conceptual garden. This one. It's basically from an arts charity up in Scotland. So it's about education of arts in schools and things like that. So it's a conceptual garden, really. It's a conceptual idea. But Professor Nigel Dunnett is a leading light in innovative planting. And he's known for his planting style. So he said to me, why would I want to come here and do something that's been done before? So the planting is a conceptual of a sand dune and what you can do and growing plants into sand. And I think actually it's really interesting. So, you know, it's a bit Marmitey. So people will love it. People love the jewel-like colours and the springiness, and it's quite interesting. But then some people say, oh, I don't quite get it. I don't get it. Because it's not really a kind of garden that you could live in. Having said that, there's some take-home ideas. So some of these little step formations people could replicate in their garden. And actually the concept of planting in sand is quite interesting. Really, really interesting. So we're getting a lot of that going on. So, you know, I think it starts a conversation.
And in fact, these, I was going to say these metal structures that we talked about, how you produce them, which is very clever because if we look at them, Mark, you think they were steel, wouldn't you?
Yes, you would. And a lot of people actually, even going up and touching them, feel that they're steel. In fact, actually, they are semi-magnetic because now they've got the full of iron. But we couldn't afford to do that. So Chelsea, all these gardens are compromised. You've got the big idea, but you need the money to do the big idea. And so this is using a medite. It's basically, if you think of pickled MDF. So MDF that you make your cupboards at home with, this is pickled MDF, which means the exterior grade. So this will be okay for 40, 50 years. It's completely, and this has revolutionized the way timber's used outside and outdoor kitchens and outdoor cupboards and things like that. So what we've done with this is standard material, and then we've made our own treatment using construction glues and pulverized iron filings into a face powder and then sprayed it, and it's all been done on site. So nothing was pre-made. We had all the dunes CNC cut by computer-aided design, put them through a CNC machine cut, put them together and backfilled with the site soils. And once we got to that level, then we painted them. And, you know, it's interesting because the designer liked the contrast. So the backdrop, the garden around the house is quite dark. And these he wanted lighter. Well, it's not really a science. So how to get a lighter rust? So what we did with this, got it too dark, and then just wet and dried it. Wet and dried sandpaper and wet and dried it. And then it literally, it's made this lovely warm colours. So these are
who comes up? I mean, you just said what you have just done to the wood.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you find out that information?
So I mean, obviously, you know,
I know you've been in the industry for a long time. But
I think that's why they come to us, Ken.
But it's new, isn't it? It's a new idea of...
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it's been done before. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a brand new concept. But I think actually, you can buy this material, but it's fortunes in tins. It's fortunes. Like £300 a can, small 5-litre can, and I couldn't afford to do it. So the only way to do this was to actually work out our own recipe, and that's what we've done. So,
but it's cheaper than metal, you see, and that's
massively cheaper massively cheaper, and it will live, and it will. This is a long-term thing. This whole garden, including the dunes, are going to Arbroath, a school in Arbroath. And they're going to build this beautiful garden. So it's not a throwaway thing. All this garden is going to be salvaged and moved. And and I think obviously the planting might change, but actually I think there's some ideas that people can copy. And I think from a horticulture point of view, it starts a conversation. It starts debate, discussion, development. I think Chelsea for me is the horticulture. It's the fashion. And when you see horticulture on the fashion wall, you see these incredible dresses and things. You think nobody's ever going to wear that, but bits get diluted and come into.
And that's what will happen.
That's what happens here. Yeah. That's exactly what. So Chelsea is about pushing boundaries.
Who moves them? That's what I was going to ask. Is who actually moves the garden? How do you get a contractor to actually move this garden?
Well, I mean, we disassemble it. We disassemble it. We flat pack it. We organise all our transport. I mean, there's 4 Arctics going up to Scotland, which is in itself is a big cost, but also a logistical thing. So, and we found part of the gardens out Chelsea. Part of it is you have to plan your relocation, and the RHs now audit where these gardens are going to. So there cannot be no waste. They don't say that it has to be moved in its entirety and recreated, but elements need to be put into their new homes. So we've working with a local contractor in Arbroath. Found him. He's been out of Chelsea. He's seen how we built it. We've talked about it. He's a carpenter by trade. He moved into landscape. He's only a small company, but that's quite nice too. So we're on a journey together. I'm not involved with the redesign. So the design and that little bothy pod is actually going as a teaching space into a school. So yeah,
all in all, great. That's what should happen.
Yes, I think so too. And I think actually the way that the RHs are now moving to complete sustainability, we need this flower show is a worldwide event, and people look for ideas, people look to start conversations, and so it doesn't want to be stale. It needs to be keep reinventing itself, pushing boundaries, pushing conversations. So, as I said, it's a relief to get it over. Really, the designer's incredibly happy. Project Giving Back, who sponsored the garden for the charity, are very, very happy, and the client's very happy. So, tick box,
Thanks very much indeed, Mark.
No problem.